Welcome to Dobby's Repairs. I'm Dobby the Fixing Elf, and this is What's in My Toolbox, the series where I show you the tools I use to repair cars and fix things. So let's find out what's in my toolbox today. And in this instalment, we have this HABOTEST HT5009, or 5009, whatever you want to call it. It's a very handy little brake fluid tester, and it's quite straightforward. It's got a nice long flexible handle test probe, and this is genuinely a nice little palm-sized device for checking brake fluid. So it works fairly simply and fairly easily. Let's turn it on quickly for you guys. So it has 3 different modes. So I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see. Let me try and zoom in. There we go. It's not bad. So it's got .3, .4 and .5.1, and you press this F button just here. It'll flip through the different ones, so depending on what sort of fluid you're testing, you need to flick it through to the right one. So not terrible. It's also got a little hold mode here, so you can hold it. I'll show you more on that in just a second. I think in the clip I've got filmed up that I'll show you near the end. There's also a hold button. It also comes with a nice little light, so if you hold this little button, this is hold. You turn on a little light to help you see. I don't know how much you're going to see that. Let me zoom back out and yeah, you can see it's got a nice little light on the end of it, so that's pretty good. It takes 2 AAA batteries. I'll show you how to put them in just a second, because I know some people do ask. So to put the AAA batteries in, what you do is flip it over on the back, undo the little screw on the back here, like so. Pop the back cover off, and there's your 2 AAA batteries. I know some people have struggled to find the batteries on these. And yeah, this is a nice little device. It was sent to me by a viewer. I'm going to try it out and see what I think. I've had it for about 3 or 4 months now. It's taken me a while to get around to the review. But yeah, so when you first turn it on, I'll just demonstrate what you may do when you first turn it on. So on the top here, there's 2 little metal probe holes, as you can see, just here and here. You turn it on, you take the end of the metal probe here, the probe, and you pop it in here. And depending on what setting, set it to .4, because that's the one we're going to be testing in a moment anyway. And it makes this lovely little noise and stuff. And going to about anywhere between 2.2 and 2.4, so maybe the probe isn't working properly. Interesting. I'll try that again, just because it was working fine a moment ago when that was pretty good. It does say on here between 2.2 and 2.4. Turns yellow on the alarm buzzes and the pen is okay. So yeah, it's got a little testing procedure on the back here. Let me zoom in on that. So it's just slightly over the thing, but I'm pretty certain it's fine. And yeah, and then we take your brake fluid. So I've got a tiny bit of plastic cup here, and you pop it in here. And you can see this brake fluid needs replacing. You leave it a few minutes and it does settle down. So once you've got it settled down, you don't want to take it the first reading straight away. Then you can hold it, take it out and you'll hold it. Because it does take a little while to settle down, so. Once it's used to the conductivity of the thing, works quite well. So yeah, you just have to make sure you get it in there. So you don't want to go too deep, but you don't want to be too shallow either. You want to just get it in there, so just in the surface of it. And that's good, so this brake fluid doesn't need replacing. It is very close to needing replacing. But it is from an open container that's been open for about 3 or 4 months. It's not got off, so we don't make a mess. And then to show you what it's like when the brake fluid is a bit watered down, and we can dip a bit of water into the brake fluid. Probably a bit too much, but there's not very much brake fluid there. And then when you retest it, it should go red. And then it goes over limit, so that means you need to replace it. That's quite an annoying beep. Also between tests, make sure you clean off your probes, because they can get contaminated and dirty. So I'm going to take it off now. And yeah, that's the basis of this little tool. Good for quick test to see how rough the rough area of your brake fluid house is. Yeah, it seems to work fairly well. You got 5.1 as well, and 3. And like I said, it works really well. I like the little light on it, so that's quite good, quite handy. Again, I'm not overly sure of the accuracy of it, but I've used it a few times, and obviously when your brake fluid gets above 3% moisture, you really need to replace it straight away. So anywhere between like the 2% is maximum of the good life, and then replace it, because obviously brake fluid being hygroscopic absorbs water from the atmosphere naturally over time. So yeah, just do a brake fluid change. That's fairly straightforward. I will make a video on how to do that in a future video. Usually a couple of different methods. Some just filming them up. Obviously I've got to wait for cars to come in. I've got a couple now that do need some brake fluid changes, and once I get around to them, I'll definitely show you guys how to do a brake fluid change. It's a fairly straightforward process. It does come with some instructions. They're very basic. I should probably just show you these quickly. There's nothing too much in it. Pretty basic. It tells you about low battery. It does have an auto power off. So if you leave this for 5 minutes without doing anything with it, it will turn itself off. Which is quite good, because it's one of them tools that you forget to it and you come back to it and your batteries are dead and you've got to change the batteries, and that is a nightmare. I always seem to find with my battery powered tools, if I leave them and forget to turn them off, when I next go to use them, they're completely useless to me, and I have to go find batteries. And luckily we've got 20 AAAs, having kids and stuff, we have lots of batteries in the house, around the office, and basically everywhere seems like all the toys run on batteries. And so digress, I'm going off a tangent. I'll show you some footage of this in real life scenarios now, a couple of different cars, and we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. And as promised, here's a couple of different cars I'm going to show you on. So here's the first one. As you can see, the brake fluid reservoir is in quite an awkward spot. So trap behind the airbox and the wiper cowl. Get the lid off fairly easily. Yeah, now I'm going to get the test done. Make sure it's set to the right settings. This is .4 we're testing, so it's always worth making sure it's set to the right thing so you can test it properly. And as you can see, once it settles down, it needs to be replaced. It is around 2.7, 2.8. We'll do it again, just so you guys can see. And yeah, it's a very busy road next to me. And yeah, as you can see, the buzz is quite loud as well, even with the road news. And now we moved on to a different car. You may recognise this is the Citroen that we work on quite a lot on the channel. And as I'm just going to see where it says .4 on the cap, it normally says on the cap what sort of brake fluid you need, so that's quite handy, at least on the last two, on these two cars. So make sure it's set to .4 and we'll pop it in and test it. So just a really handy flexible end. And there we are, about 2.8, so not too bad. It always goes a bit higher when you first use it, but then drops down to the right score, 2.7. And you can hold it, so you can take it out and take a photo if you need to, etc. Yeah, fairly straightforward and fairly easy. So now you guys have seen this in action. It's a pretty handy tool. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you've got one of these, or if you're thinking about getting one. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, I do tool reviews every week and repair videos, often looking at them out. At the moment I'm on a bit of a lag of repair videos. I have got loads filmed up, I just haven't managed to get them out. At the time to edit them up, I've been extremely busy. And spare time is at a premium at the moment, but we will get stuff sorted out and there'll be more repair videos on the channel, so stay tuned for that. I've got a couple of new cars coming to the channel soon, so very exciting times, as well as some returning favourites. But anyway, I'm going to move on to my final thoughts on this tool now. It's very handy, as you saw in the footage I showed you just a moment ago. This flexible tip or end with the probe makes it very helpful for reaching into spot brake fluid reservoirs that are obscured or hidden behind stuff or under the wiper cowling and stuff like that. So it does make it really handy. It works fairly well. Also, earlier on in the video I failed to get it to test the thing properly. I think it's because I had a bit of brake fluid left from a previous job. You have to make sure these ends really clean because they do like to cross-contaminate. But now it seems to be working as it should. There we are. obviously the beeping and the noise is really good. And another cool thing about the hold feature is that obviously I put my finger on here because that will trick it just while I conduit to it. I'll just use my finger as a conduit. I can't say the right word then, but yeah, you can hold it. Then if you need to take a photo to show a customer, you take a photo of that, and then you've got the reading stored on my scan tool. Like take those for photos. So when I'm doing tests and pre-diags and stuff, I will take photos and send a whole report to the customer so they can have a look at them. But yeah, this is pretty handy for that. Also used for the test. And it works really well. And yeah, I'm going to give this a 3 spanner rating. I'm sure there's better versions of this tool out there. This one works particularly well and I'm pretty pleased with it. And yeah, it's relatively inexpensive, very useful, really handy to have, especially if you're working on a lot of vehicles and you're going by the old colour system, or that looks dark, or that looks dirty. Let's change it. This gives you a proper reason to change it rather than just a subjective visual. So you can say, and actually say to people like, this brake fluid is this much and it won't be as effective as fresh brake fluid. Then with brake fluid, you want to try and buy it in the smallest containers you can. No point in buying it in massive containers. You want to have the smallest amount, because once it's open, if you don't use it within a couple of weeks in a container, especially in a humid and hot workshop, they do tend to go wrong. So definitely approach it with brake fluid there. But yeah, this is a very handy little tool for that, and the 3 spanner rating was well deserved. A huge thank you to my Fixing Club members Rodney, Jason, Sebi and Mr. R. Thank you for support, it really helps me and the channel out. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button, it really helps both the channel and me out. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I post 2 videos a week, so by subscribing you'll never miss a thing. Got any questions or suggestions? Drop a comment down below. And I'll do my best to reply to everyone. Here at Dobby Repairs, we're all about helping you learn how to work on your vehicle safely and showing you don't need to spend a fortune on tools to get the job done. Want to support the channel further? Become a member, starting at just 99p. Members get perks like early access to videos and more exclusive content. Keep fixing, and I'll see you in the next one.